it's Michelle here. I hope you're doing really well today. And today is day 7 of 7 days of intuitive development. And today we're going to do the 2 roads technique. And I know I did it earlier this week, and so I'm a little off my schedule, but you know what? I'm going with it. I'm just going with it. So if you're here and you want to say hi, please feel free to say hi in the chat. I'd love to say hello to you. Sharon, you're here. I feel like I might be freezing up. If I am, I might have to move to somewhere else in the house. So today's our last day and I'm doing this week because the doors to Intuition Circle are open. And if you are interested in joining Intuition Circle, it is my online psychic and intuitive development program for women. We have lots of different things we do in that group. There's dozens of master classes, from mediumship to different techniques that are used by psychics and mediums. We have dream work master classes. We have, I can't even remember them all, spirit guides, building your spiritual team, different ways to receive information, actively getting information, passively receiving information, receiving information for your own intuition, receiving psychic information. We do have one master class on mediumship, like mediumship level 1. Oh, awesome. Some names are popping up. Olivia's here, my daughter. She'll help you in the chat if you have any questions. Sharon's here. Angela, Linda, you. Okay, awesome. So that's what I was just talking a little bit about Intuition Circle. Today's the last day to join if it calls to you. This whole week I've talked a lot about the phases that I see people going through. There's the doubt phase, like, do I even really have abilities? Am I making this up? In the doubt phase, there's a lot of fears. Fears about not having abilities, fears about bringing in negativity, fears about not good enough. All that stuff is doubt. And unfortunately, I sound harsh when I say this, but it's the truth. Most people who desire something like to develop their abilities will say no to it for many reasons, because of fears, because they don't think they're worth the investment of trying something, fear of not being good enough. There's a lot of stuff in that keep us stuck. And I've created Intuition Circle for those people. Like, if I can just get you to try it for a month, and if you decide you don't like it for a month, I happily give you your $47 back. No questions asked. So I try to make it like a smooth path for people to release some of the resistance to doing something for themselves and discovering something about themselves. Once I can get you in there, if it's calling to you, then we go through the discovering phase, like discovering what you're capable of, discovering, like, there's some joy and excitement and fun inside of you understanding your abilities. It's like waking up to yourself. It's awesome. That's discover. There's so much more there. Then developing your abilities, you're like, okay, I've got something here. This is fascinating. I think I've been doing this my whole life. There's words for this? What? Like, there's more discovery and development there. As you develop, not only do your abilities develop, but your confidence in yourself develops. Your understanding of yourself develops. Your self-esteem develops. You honor the way you're wired. Like, you don't dismiss your awesomeness anymore. You love it. You step into it. And you know, you've heard this phrase, stepping into your power. For so many years, I kind of like, what does that mean? What does that mean? I feel like what we do in this group is us waking up to our awesomeness or our power and being okay with it. And then some of those people then will go on and help other people, because once you step into your own awesomeness, not in a braggy way, in a way that you know who you are, and you're happy with it. More than content with it, you're proud of it. That's what I want for all of us. Okay, I went on and on there. Okay, let's go over the 2 roads technique. Amy says, this sounds amazing and I am excited to wake up. Awesome, Amy. Are you inside of Intuition Circle yet? Yes or no? Gosh, I don't remember seeing your name. If I did, I apologize. Okay, I hope you, if it's calling to you, I want you to try it. My mantra is, God, send me people I can help. And I just send that out, or it's just there. And then I'm okay. I just show up and do what I promised I would do, like talk with you today and connect with the right people. And then it all works out. Okay, let's do the two roads technique. This is one of the techniques inside of Intuition Circle that there's a whole masterclass on it, but let's do a little bit of it. Roads technique works best when you've got a decision between this and this. Maybe it's for me in January, I think I worked on, should I stay in the house I'm in or should we move? Do you see how it's, one way or the other? It can also be a choice between like two people. Like, should I go out with this person or should I go out with this person? And you can actually tap into both ways and get some information about that. Do you guys have, Amy, you said not yet. I want you to try it if you're willing. Okay? And then just notice if you have resistance or if you have excitement or if it feels like a yes or you're just like, no, that's not for me, and you know that. Just trust what you get. Okay, so I need you to come up with something, like in the chat, say yes or no. Can you think of something in your life that you want to go this way or this way on? A choice between two things. It can be more than two things. It can be 3 or 4, but let's just do 2 for right now. If we keep it simple right now, you'll be able to do it. So say yes in the chat, like, yeah, I got something I want to practice. And all we're really going to do is practice this, if you can feel the subtle difference between the two. That would be step 1. So type in the chat, you've got something to work on? Yes or no? While I'm waiting for you guys to say something, I'm going to answer questions. Angela says, anyone afraid to open up so much you feel you could attack a negative presence? That you could attack a negative presence or a negative presence could attack you, Angela? And Angela, you're inside of Intuition Circle now, so we can dive deep into this. But my feeling about negativity, because I know it's a fear for some people, you'll learn techniques to shield yourself, but I don't want you to. You don't need that really. What you really need to know, fears are illusions. And I know they feel real, but I've worked on myself for so long now and they have shown up as illusions. And I'll give you an example. I grew up Catholic. So when I started to develop my abilities, I would see the devil in my mind's eye because I grew up Catholic and they talk about the devil and you believe in the devil. So when I started to dive into this, practice this work, and then people in my life would say, you're going to attract the devil. It scared me. So when I would try to meditate or tap in, the devil would pop up and I'd shut it down. And that went on for years. So I was stuck, right? I was interested. I'd try to develop a little bit. The devil would pop up. Eventually, someone either taught me or I just got sick of it. I sat there in my mind and the devil popped up and I stared at the devil. And I could feel my anxiety creeping up a little bit, but I just stared at it. And the entire thing, it started to change. It started to dissolve. And I started to think to myself, I created this from my beliefs. I created this from my fears. And it dissolved. So anytime after that, when I had something scary or that I perceived as scary popped up, I would just stare at it and try to stay as neutral as possible. And it would dissolve. And I had so many strange things come up, like wolves, dogs, like weird figures. And I don't say that to scare you, but I want you to know that don't fear that. I've gone on now to help a lot of people that I'm telling you, they're just fears blocking you from your awesomeness, from your abilities. They were either put there by a religion, by a person, by the collective conscious. And we can address that. It was so scary back then, but I'm telling you, where I'm standing now, they're illusions. And the thing that's real is love, connection. Those are the real things in life. Your true self. And you, I promise, you have the right, you have full permission to step into your awesomeness. And I'm happy to help you with that. You can talk about that, Angela, in the Facebook group. Christine says, how do we overcome the fear of knowing? So you're probably a claircognizant, Christine. You're a knower. And are you saying you have a fear of knowing? Do you have a fear of knowing things that you don't want to know? Like someone dying or tragedies coming into the energy? Okay, so I'm going to go back and answer any questions, so put them in the chat. But right now I want to take you down this 2 roads technique. So you have to come up with 2 things. And if you don't have anything, just come up with 2 people in your life. It can be 2 of your kids, it can be your spouse, it can be anybody, 2 friends. Just pick 2 things or people and put them on the roads. So I'm going to put 2 of my kids. I'm going to keep it light and easy. I'm going to put 2 of my girls on the road. So I'm going to put Olivia, who's in this chat right now, and I'll put Emily, my other daughter, on the other road. So consciously decide what you're putting on each road. And then I want you to look at one of the roads. So I'm looking at the Olivia road right now. And I want you to just start walking down the road. Maybe you see yourself walking down the road if you're clairvoyant. Maybe you'll feel yourself walking down the road if you're clairsentient. You might just know you're on the road. That's claircognizance. Just walk down the road and see what you notice. Imagine, sense, and feel yourself walking down the road. Notice if it's light or bright. Notice what kind of road you're on. Even if it feels like you're just making this up right now, just let your imagination make it up. Give yourself that freedom. If you could see or feel something, what would it be? The first things that come to your mind. Okay, did you get maybe 1 or 2 things? Even if you just made it up, let yourself make it up. Now switch to the other road. You've got a person on the other road or an idea. You've got something on that road. I've got one of my other daughters on the road, and I want you to start walking that road. Imagine, sense, and feel that you're walking along the road. And what do you feel? What do you think? What do you see? Allow yourself to make it up now. Just pretend. And then whenever you're ready, open your eyes if they were closed. What did you notice? So the only step 1, did you notice a difference in the roads? Could you feel or see or know a little difference between them? Yes or no? Start. Oh, awesome. Dark forest, dirt roads, open fields. You mentioned smells yesterday. I smell cigarette smoke and think it's my mother visiting me. I've also smelled coffee in my home and we don't drink it. I'm thinking it's the lady that lived in our house years ago. Awesome, Miriam. Yes. Tell me if you feel okay. Some, did you feel difference in roads? Yes or no? Yes. I flowers in one. I feel anxious in the other. Wow, says Christine. Yes, says Julie. Flowers everywhere. Okay, awesome. So step one is just like, isn't that interesting that you went down one way and it felt or seemed different versus the other? That's like the first thing I can help you with is like, I actually set the intention to go this way and look at the energy and it actually felt different. If it felt the same, that's fine. Don't worry. We're just practicing. It's a muscle developing. Yes, yes, definitely a difference in the roads. Awesome. Kelly says she smells cigarette smoke all the time. Angela, two different dirt roads. Awesome. CJ says one negative road and one true happiness path. Awesome. Debbie says one is dark and one is light. Interesting, isn't it? Tammy says yes, different roads, light and size and types of path and obstacles. Awesome, Tammy. Jordana says one road was bright and paved, the other was dark and gravel. It felt heavy. Linda says first road, lots of gray, foggy, lonely feeling. Other road colors, smiles, etc. I love that you're seeing the difference. So this is what we perceived, right? Like we perceived different things. So that's, your perception's never wrong. You're never wrong. Isn't that weird? But what you perceive is never wrong, right? Because it's what you perceive. No judgment to that. Now, when you add interpretation to that, that's when it can get a little wonky. For example, what if we all believed that light and colorful roads were the good roads to go down, and dark ones were the ones that you shouldn't go down? I usually believe that. I'm usually drawn to the light and the colors and the feelings of happiness. But that's an interpretation. And you can, as you develop your abilities, you can trust your interpretations. But when you're just starting, it's best to focus on what you perceive first. And then when that starts to get a little stronger, then you can start bringing in your interpretations. Now my dog's going to bark. Does that make sense? That's part of development. Other people were saying dark and light, dawn, bright and beautiful surroundings as though it's all clear. Colors are brighter. Anne says, walking through my old office and angrily slamming paperwork off the desks. Interesting. Anne also says, a woman greeting in one road, I think, and the other a labyrinth. Fascinating, isn't it? Okay, awesome. Do you guys kind of get, like, this is the kind of stuff we do inside of Intuition Circle, except it's not just Facebook Lives. We're on Zoom, and we get to actually see and talk to each other, which is awesome, because that's real feedback we can give each other. Angela says, I want to explore both the light and the dark. Neither were bad. Yes, that's awesome, Angela. Way to go. Okay, I hope that was helpful. That's just a little taste test of the awesomeness. Did you like that? Do you like things like that? If you do, I'd give Intuition Circle a try. Today's the last day to join. Do you have any questions? Since this is the last day of Facebook Lives, I'll answer for you. I'm going to roll and question. Now's the time to ask. I'm going to grab my dog. Come here. Any questions before we go? I don't see any. You have any questions about your intuition? Do you have any questions about Intuition Circle? I know there's a little lapse in time here, so I'll hold on for just a second. I'll give you, Intuition Circle is a month by month. You can try it for 1 month and see if it's for you. If you don't like it, I'm happy to give you your $47 back. What else? We have, if you decide to join, you have immediate access to all the master classes. I wish I had all the master classes in front of me. I don't, but we have Mediumship 101, connecting with your spirit guides, developing your spiritual team, color readings, number readings, number line techniques. I'm just thinking about all the ones. Head gut technique. We just did a dream series master class, interpreting dreams and symbols. We have symbols, oracle cards. All of that's available to you immediately once you join. You'll also get a link to join our private group called Intuition Circle Facebook group. It's just for members only. And then we have, like this Saturday, we have a Q&A Zoom call with me and a coaching. And we usually end up doing a few readings. Not that you have to do readings, but we usually give someone a reading, only for those who want to practice. Some people just, especially if you're brand new, like to observe for a while and just be in the energy. And then eventually you'll come around to like, I think I'm going to try this. And you might give 1 or 2 pieces of information to the group if you want to. I'm best at helping people like in the doubt phase and like, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know. What if I'm not good enough? Those are my peeps. If you've been working as an intuitive, or you've been doing this for years, it's probably not for you, unless you just want to connect with like-minded people and hang out with some awesome people. That's great. But I'm really good at keeping a safe space for people who are just stepping into wanting to learn. Okay, some questions. When will IC open again? So Anne, I try to open it every season. So I don't promise that, but probably in the summer sometime is when it'll open again. Debbie, why do I see spirits at night only? That used to be an issue for me too, Debbie. It's just kind of, it doesn't have to be that way. You can say, once you develop a relationship to yourself and to your God, say, I don't want to see that at night anymore. That's eventually what I did. I was like, I don't want to see spirits at night. Don't only show me when the sun's up. And so you can build that kind of relationship and boundaries. This says, how long are the classes for? So Intuition Circle is a month-by-month basis. Every single month we have a new theme. Like this month we are doing oracle cards, and there's a master class for oracle cards, and then we have live calls all about oracle cards all month. And then so we're about to move into next month. We have a whole new master class coming up that we'll focus on. Now that being said, if oracle cards aren't your thing, there's so many master classes that you can focus on something else if you want. Because we want to this is a group about intuition, so we want to use our intuition. Like if you're not called to the thing we're focused on, then you focus on something else. And you'll see inside of our live calls, it all works together. Because for example, on Saturday, we're going to do oracle card readings. Some people won't. Some people will just use their own intuition and give what's coming to them because oracle cards aren't their thing. Okay. The live classes are 1 hour. We have 3 live classes a month on Zoom, and they're one. We have what we call masterclass group reading call. We have a call called the breakout sessions, and then we have a Q&A and coaching call. I'm there for each and every one of those calls. And we have our next one this Saturday. So if it's something you'd like to try, you can join today and be on that call on Saturday. Another question. Olivia's grabbing some of these, but I'll grab some too. Do you read spirit for others? How long did it take you to feel comfortable? So I do read spirit for others, CJ, but not as much anymore. I teach more now. But I still don't feel totally comfortable. Like I gave a small reading this morning. It was more fun. I was really comfortable. I have to admit, it took me years to get really comfortable. I went to school for psychic in intuitive development, then I went to hypnotherapy school, and then I went to a mediumship mastery program for 2 years, and then worked as a psychic and medium for a couple years after that exclusively. And it's it takes years to get really comfortable and trust yourself. It's still kind of inside of me, can cause some messiness, turmoil, but there's more fun, joy, and love in it. But it takes a while. How do I sign up? Says Amethyst. Olivia put the link inside the chat of you. Okay, if you have distance with someone you loved, they say one thing about feelings, but you feel the opposite, like they're not saying the truth. Should you go with that? I think a lot of people in the world, and we do it too, the words don't match the feelings, right? In fact, it's one of the ways I knew I was an empath. I could tell, that was like the first thing I noticed. And I go with how I feel more than what they're saying. Now, I don't always call people out on what they're saying because that's not always useful. Another layer of intuition is knowing when to speak up about something and knowing when to let it go, right? But I can't help but go with how I feel. I trust it so much. Does that make sense? There's a technique inside that I think this is so helpful with. There's a master class inside of Intuition Circle. It's probably the most important one. It's called the head, heart, and gut technique. And I learned it through working as a medium. I go on and on about it in there. I won't go on and on about it here. It really shows you how to connect with people on many levels. And it also shows you the type of action to take, that you can trust your intuition to even though you have these different bits of information about this, that part of that intuitive information is what's the right action for me and this person at this time. And that information can be really helpful also. CJ says, we have the live classes. So CJ, classes happen, you'll get a monthly calendar of, we're just making our May calendar right now. And they usually happen, we have some in the daytime, some in the evening, and one on the weekend. So we usually do one on a Wednesday at 1, one on a Wednesday at 7, and one on a Saturday at 1. Those are our normal days, Eastern time. So we try to mix it up for people who work, people who are home during the day, and people who don't come home till the evening. Let's see. Okay. How do I trust my instincts? Hindsight, I know I feel anxious at moments that I should have followed my gut. Darcy, this is the question, right? Like, how do I trust my instincts or intuition? It's a big deal. Like, that's what Intuition Circle is. It's learning how you're wired, trusting it, and acting on it. When you really do it, like, I wish I could answer right now how to trust it with one answer. It's a development. It's a muscle, and it takes practice. That's how you learn to trust it and act on it. So if you want to learn that, I'd love for you to try Intuition Circle for a month and see if it helps you. I believe that if you actually come into Intuition Circle and actually do, like, watch the master classes and be inside of our Facebook group and ask questions and come on the live calls, there's no way you can't develop. Like, if you actually show up, I really believe in 30 days you would develop. You have no choice. I really believe strongly, and this is what I notice happening. The group now has been together, like, I opened up in July of 2018, and I notice the new students coming in now are like this. So it's either just, when we've created something and it's really solid and the energy is solid, people can learn really fast, I think, in that kind of energy. Okay, I hope that made sense. Did I get to all your questions? Angela says, is this group for only women? Yes. But we do have one awesome man named Rashad in the group. Seta, did I say your name right? How can I get rid of stuck energy? It's I wish I could answer it in this one Facebook Live, but it is a practice. Stuck energy, to me, the fastest way I know how to help people is to get them in action. So stuck energy is static energy. And when I can get you to practice and talk and get some feedback and talk with you, we're not static. We're in motion, right? And there's no stuck in that. Okay, Linda says, yes, thank you for your explanation. You're welcome. Okay. Is it normal to feel like when you do the spirit guide meditation that you're making it up? Oh, Jordana. So she's already in Intuition Circle. You've just done the Meet Your Spirit Guide meditation masterclass, right? So she's saying, is it normal to feel like you're making it up? Yes. I believe your imagination / making it up / intuition are all in the same part of the brain. It comes through it feels like the same channel to me. So one way I help people is to say, just pretend, just make it up. Do you feel that? Like, I think I tried to do it with the 2 roads. I'm like, just make it up. You have to start, that's how I help you start to open that channel up. Just make it up, be playful, be like a child. Do you see that vibration? That vibration is the vibration of tapping into your intuition. They're the same to me. So like if I'm giving someone a reading and I've set the intention that for the next 20 minutes I'm focused on this person, whatever comes to my mind, I'm giving them. Even though it feels like my stuff. Even though it feels like I'm making it up. I'll give you an example. I had a reading this morning, and the first thing that came to me was dog. And my conscious mind went like this. Don't say dog, you're just thinking of your dog. My conscious mind said that. But I overrode that and said, I already set the intention that whatever comes to me in this 20 minutes, I give. And dog ended up being a great thread to where we were supposed to go next. Does that make sense? Okay, so yeah, making it up is the way it goes. Okay, I'm going to read one more of these. Awesome. Okay, I'm going to read this last one. Yes, it makes sense. Awesome. Cynthia, this is the last. I always say that. I also get horrible feeling when something bad happens. Doesn't go away until the event happens. Scares me. Is this normal? It is normal. So Cynthia, what I suggest, it's something I did for myself. If you're interested, come into Intuition Circle. I want you to connect with your guides, and maybe you already do this already. Really develop that relationship. Develop a relationship with how you're picking up on information, and then you have more control over this than you realize. That you can start to say, unless I can help, don't give me that. Give me more of this. I'm interested in learning more about this. It's almost like turning dials up and down. And I agree with you. I don't want to know how people died in mediumship. I don't know why. I'm sure I have some healing to do around it, but it triggers me. So I don't want that information. And I tell my guides, don't give me that. It bothers me. And I'm sure I've got some work to do around it, but that's just where I'm at right now. So I don't get that information. Anne says, do panic attacks happen for others? Yes. Is it part of your awakening? I think it can be. And why does it happen? It was my problem too, Anne, for many years. I know it was connected to being psychic. So I would love for you to come in and let me help you with that if that's what you're experiencing. It can be a part of awakening, but I don't want you to struggle like I did. If I would have known then what I know now, or if I would have known how to reach out for help, I wouldn't have suffered so much. So if you're suffering from that, please come in the circle and let me help you with that. Yes, you're welcome. So thankful for all your guidance. Can't wait to join you all. Awesome. Welcome. Okay, I hope that was helpful for you guys. I don't know what else to say except I'm wishing you all health and stay safe, stay mentally okay, maybe even positive if you can. I hope our time together or connecting was helpful to you in some way. And I know I'm going to see a lot of you inside of Intuition Circle. And if it doesn't call to you, you trust that too, right? And then I'll see you right here in the Empaths and Sensitive Facebook. Okay, have a great day.